Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Here are the top stories of the day as covered on Mega News. A delegation of farmers and stock breeders met Prime Minister Kyriakos Mitsotakis at the Maximos Mansion yesterday afternoon, more than 40 days after nationwide mobilizations and roadblocks began across Greece. The talks took place as protesting producers remain divided between those seeking dialogue with the government over subsidies and production costs and others maintaining a hardline stance. While the meeting was underway, several groups continued roadblocks in central and northern Greece, with a total of 62 protest sites reported nationwide. In his opening remarks, Mitsotakis described the discussion as substantive, focusing both on immediate sector problems and long-term planning for agriculture, livestock farming, fisheries and related activities. Government sources said the agenda covered production costs, energy and fuel subsidies, infrastructure, climate challenges, farm labor, insurance and support for young farmers. After the meeting, the Prime Minister announced expanded access to reduced electricity rates, full tax exemptions on diesel fuel and faster compensation through agricultural insurance. He also pledged continued support through subsidy reforms. At the same time, Mitsotakis warned that the government will not tolerate illegal roadblocks or pressure tactics, stressing that dialogue remains open only to those willing to engage. New details have emerged in the case of 16-year-old Laura, who has been missing since leaving Patras earlier this month. Investigators have obtained surveillance footage showing Laura in the Goudi neighborhood of Athens, confirming she traveled hundreds of kilometers from her hometown. The video shows the teenager entering a cafe to access the Wi-Fi and later walking alone in the surrounding area. Authorities are using the footage to trace her movements and piece together her final known steps. The last known person to see Laura was a taxi driver who transported her from Patras to the Athens area of Zographou. The driver said he was unaware she was a minor and described the ride as routine, with Laura remaining quiet and calm. He said she asked to be dropped off a short distance from her destination. He said she spent much of the trip applying makeup and did not seem to have a phone on her. A key witness has spoken publicly in the case of the fatal beating of 17-year-old Angelos in Serres, northern Greece. The witness, a friend of the 16-year-old accused, said the assault he observed was brief and that Angelos appeared able to walk and speak afterwards. He got up and was walking normally, the witness said. He only had a little blood on his lips and a bit on his nose. He added that both the victim and the accused were accompanied by friends and suggested someone else may have attacked the boy later. The victim's family disputes this account, pointing to the autopsy, which documented multiple fractures to the skull and ribs, serious injuries to the spleen and kidneys, and repeated blows to the head, face, chest, and abdomen. The 16-year-old suspect acknowledges a confrontation but denies causing fatal injuries. His lawyer says the evidence indicates only a brief altercation and rejects any suggestion of intent to kill. Greek authorities are examining digital evidence in the investigation of a double murder in southern Greece, focusing on the nephew of one of the victims who is currently in pretrial detention. Investigators are reviewing conversations a 33-year-old allegedly had with an AI chatbot months before the killings. Authorities say the chats included questions about firearms, forensic traces, and the possibility of committing a murder without being caught. According to reporting, the suspect asked the AI about the concept of a perfect crime, the chances of arrest if shell casings were collected, and whether revolvers leave ballistic signatures. The AI responses noted that gunshot residue and unique firearm marks make tracing possible even if casings are removed. Investigators consider the timing of the chats dating back to August 2025 as potentially indicating premeditation. Other suspects in the case, including two men in their early 20s, are scheduled to give supplementary statements regarding their involvement today. An expert report has detailed the causes of the half-day blackout in the Athens Flight Information Region, which disrupted air traffic control operations on January 4th, leading to widespread flight cancellations and delays in Greece and abroad. According to the findings, the failure was not caused by external interference or cyber attacks. Investigators attributed the outage to a desynchronization among multiple heterogeneous telecommunications devices and interfaces described as digital noise. The committee included senior telecommunications experts with participation from Eurocontrol and an observer from the European Union Aviation Safety Agency. Communications were restored in mid-afternoon after traffic was rerouted and systems were fully restarted. The report prompted criticism over outdated equipment, staff shortages, and delays in upgrading air traffic systems. It issued recommendations including a faster transition to voice-over IP technology, installation of new communication systems and transceivers, stronger coordination between telecom providers and aviation authorities, enhanced enhanced diagnostics and tighter radio spectrum supervision. These were the top stories of the day as covered on Mega News. Thank you for watching.